All right, what up out there, YouTube heads, travel wolves in the building? So today we are going to talk about our predictions. This is our prediction for the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. This is our prediction. We're going to talk about the fight, what we think it's about. We're going to compare it to some historical things, some historical topics, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, we're gonna break this down for you. What this is really all about, what the actual truth is, and what we think is gonna happen. Because everything is not what it seems. Remember that. Remember that saying. Everything is not what it seems. Okay, so as you know, Mike Tyson needs no introduction. He's a warrior, a gladiator, a time honored, tested boxer, world champion, undisputed heavyweight champion, right? Mike Tyson just doesn't need any. If you don't know who Mike Tyson is, go back under that rock you crawled out of. Now we got this little dude, Jake Paul. And I'm trying to think to myself, who is Jake Paul? Never heard of him other than him being a YouTuber. I don't know when or how he transitioned into boxing. I don't even know if he's even a professional boxer. I have no knowledge of this guy. None at all. I don't even know why he's even fighting Mike Tyson. Like, I can't even understand that. So the fight is set for Friday, November 15th, 2024 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a hotbed down there in Texas. Um, yeah, YouTuber turned professional boxer. I don't know. Something's weird about that. I'm gonna use the Wikipedia for my notes because I have no idea who Jake Paul is. I could talk about Mike Tyson all day. I love Mike Tyson. I've been a Mike Tyson fan since I was a teenager. Uh, Before that, I was an adolescent. I always respected that Mike Tyson had this maturity. He had this maturity, and I gotta say that the Mike Tyson now is not someone to be played with. It's not someone to be played with because when he had the maturity emotionally when I was an adolescent, now Mike Tyson has the maturity intellectually, and that's a dangerous combination for somebody like him to have. For anyone to want to box this guy, like, this is his life. This is what he breathes. This is what he's good at. And so we got Jake Paul. Let's go with the stats, right? Jake Paul coming from Cleveland, Ohio. Pre-fight record, he's 10-1, 7 knockouts. He's 27 years, 9 months. He's 6 feet 1. He weighs 225. He's orthodox. Recognition, his brother. Mike Tyson, coming from Catskills, New York, 50-6, 44 knockouts. 50-6, 44 knockouts. 44 knockouts. 50 fights, 50 wins, 44 of those were knockouts. 58 years, 4 months of age. 5'10", 224 pounds. Orthodox. Former undisputed heavyweight champion. Okay? Um, this fight was a reset from a prior fight that was supposed to happen in July, but it didn't happen in July. The bout would be sanctioned as a professional fight. The bout would consist of 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves. So it's really exposition type of fight, but they're going to count it. The record for Mike, this fight, there's nothing for Mike. Like, it's not even like, for Mike, this is just a hobby at this point for him. This fight, there's nothing for him. The age difference, yeah. So what's going on? Why are they putting this white dude, this white kid, up against Mike Tyson? I feel like this is purely racial. It's purely racial. I'm gonna tell you what they want to do. They want to take away the morale of the black man. They want to take away the morale of the black man, and they put in him in there with an older black man. A young white kid fights an older black man. That's the mindset that they want to promote to people. Okay? So this is highly racial. Highly racialized the same way Jack Johnson's fights were. You know, we got Jack Johnson. We have a lot of these fights that turned into race riots, you know. Jack Johnson, here we go ahead. He was a fighter from Texas. See? Look at this similarities. Galveston, Texas. The Galveston Giant, okay? He was an American boxer who, at the height of the Jim Crow era, became the first black world heavyweight boxing champion. The first, okay? He defeated James Jeffries. The fight of the century, Johnson defeated Jeffries, who was white, triggering dozens of race riots. Okay? And so that's what this is about. Okay? That's what this is about. This is about the young white people pushing aside older black people. That's what this is about. Now, let me tell you my predictions, okay? Here goes my predictions. I predict that Mike Tyson is going to lose. I predict that Mike Tyson is going to lose. And I'm going to tell you why he's going to lose. He's going to lose because for Mike, this is not really a real fight. The intricacies of him prevailing, they don't matter to him. Yeah, could he knock this white boy out cold? Yeah, but then nobody's gonna want to see the rematch. So for Mike to lose and then come back and have the rematch, that's where the real money's at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real money's at. So my prediction is that Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson. Also, as you know, we have also, if you know, we have the election a couple of days before that, like 10 days before that, is the election. So we got Donald Trump. I shouldn't tell you this, spoiler alert for my next video. We got Donald Trump winning the election. I'll talk about that in my next video. And then we got this fight, which is going to distract everyone's attention from that to this. So we got the white man prevailing over a woman of color, and we got the young white man beating up what they consider to be a brute, an ex-con, a criminal, a deviant black man. Just like with Jack Johnson, okay? If you don't know about Jack Johnson, go on and watch the movies. There's a movie about him. You can go on and watch that movie. It's a great movie. It talks about his life, how they came after him. They basically just blackballed him because he was involved with a white woman who was married. Okay? And he could not be beat. They threw so many people after him. They would give them the nickname Great White Hope. They would give him the nickname Great White Hope, and they just couldn't beat him. They kept putting in bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger guys. Like their whole thing was, Jack, you can't win, because if you win, black people are gonna die. Black people are gonna die. You know? That's really what they were saying. Let me try to get to the end of this here. So finally, um, in Cuba, they found someone in Cuba, Jess Willard, right? And they put him in there. Jess Willard was huge. Like I said, they tried to put damn near giants in there with Jack Johnson. He was knocking him out. and he won. Jack Willett won. Jess Willett won. He beat Jack Johnson for the championship. Okay, but in the movie they showed that the whole point was in the movie they showed that there was a back deal. There was a deal with the government, with the U.S. government, because of what Jack Johnson symbolized. There was a deal with the government where if he threw the fight, they would drop all charges, let him come back home. And that's how the movie went. That's what he did. I could show you the end of the movie some other time, but you can check it out. He was Jack Johnson. They raked him over the coals, man. They raked him over the coals. Like I said, people talk about black men and white women, and they don't really understand that was never a thing. It was never a thing. It's all new. A lot of things that black men are doing are new, like really new. So interestingly enough, though, President Donald Trump granted Johnson a posthumous presidential pardon. Look at this. He gave him a pardon. See, we never heard about this. You know? He pardoned Johnson. Look at that. I never heard about that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. They've been trying to get this pardon since 2008. They've been trying to get this pardon since 2008. Barack Obama didn't even issue the pardon. Look at that shit. See, that's why you can't be. See how all this is coming together. That's why you can't be manipulated. You can't be just led astray with these people because this gets my respect. If Trump pardoned Jack Johnson, where so many presidents did not, this gets my respect. Like I said, you can't be utilized as the plaything. You can't be a puppet. You can't let them pull these strings. You know, um, that's pretty cool. Donald Trump pardoned Jack Johnson. I gotta check up that because I never heard that. I never heard that. It's funny how all the hoopla and all the dismay that was going on during Trump's administration, we never heard that Donald Trump pardoned him. He really didn't do anything wrong. Jack Johnson really didn't do anything wrong. You know, he fell in love with a woman who was white, and they lost their shit. He was beating up white men in the ring and having sex with this white woman, and they lost it. They lost his shit. You know, the world at that time, they lost their shit. Look at this. President Trump posthumously pardons boxer Jack Johnson. Look at this. This
Thank you very much.
See? Look
this
at
was
this.
set up quite a long time ago, and while this is a very
This is really cool.
day, we have.
This is really cool. See, they try to make people out to be the villains, and I kind of got a question because what I'm seeing and what they're saying, the actions don't work together for me. This is pretty cool. I'm watching this right now. This was actually spearheaded by Sylvester Stallone, Dante Wilder, and other notaries in boxing, and they got it. They got it. You see how they do the black man? They gonna give you your roses after we gone. They gonna one day after we gone, they gonna allure Mike Tyson. They're gonna allure him. But we need that now. He needs to be treated like that now. So my prediction is that Jake Paul is gonna win. I won't say Jake Paul will beat him, but somehow it's probably gonna go either to a draw or Mike Tyson is going to throw in the towel, something like that. Jake Paul won't really necessarily beat him, but he will win. And then they'll come back and do the rematch, and Mike Tyson will really just clobber the guy. So that's how they're gonna do it. That's how they're gonna do it. That makes the most sense because right now we live in an age where content is getting difficult. It's hard to keep attentions, eyeballs. You know, Netflix is paying a lot of money for this first fight. I'm pretty sure they want a second fight to recoup their money. It reinforces the first fight for those who miss it. So definitely, that's my prediction. It's real simple. It's business. It's business. Is it going to affect the morale of African Americans? Hell yeah, it's going to affect the morale of African Americans. But, you know, it's business. That's what has to happen. So, um, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe. I'm going to do my predictions on the election next. I'm going to change this channel a little bit where in between my traveling, I'm going to do what I like. I'm going to do what I'm good at. And that's going to be predictions of the future and things like that. It's going to be really cool. So stay tuned and turn on your notifications. All right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know what happens. Peace.